Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to check in on our old friends at the Young Turks. After doing my review of the Cenk Uygur-Ben Shapiro debate, I realized I hadn't seen what the Young Turks had been up to for a while. So I went over to give them a look, and Jesus fuck.
I am told by conservatives that college campuses are a place where you just cannot speak freely at all. And I don't want to oversimplify their argument, and there is merit to it. There are some places where they have, I think, in my opinion, become too zealous in enforcing speech codes.
That's not edited. I didn't cut that together. He actually started with, I'm told by conservatives that you're not allowed to say anything on college campuses. I don't want to oversimplify their argument. I agree with what they're saying, kind of. You just took their argument, oversimplified it to make them look like jackasses, and then said you actually agreed with their argument. Because God forbid, somebody in your audience might think you agree with right-wingers and actually have a fucking brain. Jesus Christ, you're an asshole.
Okay. And my opinion is, and I've said this from day one, you should definitely let conservatives speak on campus. I'm not remotely afraid of their ideas, and neither should you. Let the conservatives come, let 17 people go to those events, and be done with it.
Come on, Cenk, that's just sour grapes. You know Milo's packing halls? The only time there's a group of only 17 showing up at a Milo event is when it's liberals throwing their little fits. The same with Shapiro, the same with McGinnis, the same with all of these people. Don't be upset that the only time liberal ideology can pack the house in a college is when students are forced to take stupid-ass SJW courses. That's just the way the world works. Your ideas aren't really that popular.
But there are some important things that are worth noting here. First of all those free speech advocates, I know that you are, the very next thing you're going to do is support Colin Kaepernick and his right to free speech. And now you got all these teams in the NFL that won't sign Colin Kaepernick. Is he among the top 90 quarterbacks in the country? Of course! Any football fan knows that. It's a different thing if we should start, but among the top 90 quarterbacks, but he dared to say something we don't like. He said something about Black Lives Matter. Make sure that he doesn't get his speech. Look, I'm just waiting for you to organize those right-wing protests in favor of Kaepernick.
Cenk, do you even remember this? What we're looking at is the footage from the Berkeley riots when Milo was supposed to speak there. Notice the fires burning? Notice how they try to set this building on fire? This building is important because it's the one they thought Milo was in. They tried setting the building they thought he was in on fire. They were trying to kill him for having the wrong ideas. And you want to compare that to what this douche had to go through? Oh no, the spoiled millionaire had to have some people say they didn't like him sitting on his knee for the national anthem. Nobody tried to burn the man alive over it, for fuck's sake. He still has every right to speak. Nobody has said he hasn't. But no NFL team has to put up with his bullshit. You're comparing apples to assholes here, moron. God damn, I hate bad analogies.
But they haven't done it yet because it turns out they kind of like their free speech, not your free speech. So now we go to Adam Carolla because he went in front of Congress. They're taking this very, very seriously. So let's go to Adam Carolla in front of Congress talking about what special snowflake the kids in colleges are. Now, keep in mind, by the way, all the people who are conservatives who are incredibly offended if you say happy holidays to them instead of Merry Christmas. Why don't they just toughen up and become adults? Or Kaepernick, oh my God, he had the wrong body position. He wasn't standing, he was crouching, oh my God. Okay, but let's have Carolla explain to us how college kids are snowflakes. Go ahead.
How many people did you see crying because Colin Kaepernick was allowed to take his knee? How many times have you heard those people who complain about happy holidays need to have a fucking room set up for them with coloring books and puppy fucking videos? I see what you're doing. You're trying to make them both the same, and they're just not. On your side of things, you had people who cried violence over Trump's name written in chalk on a fucking sidewalk. These are supposed to be grown-ass adults, and they're being treated like fucking toddlers because they get their little feelings hurt. They should be told to suck it the fuck up. Instead, they get rooms with cookies and puppy videos. There's a huge difference there, but you already know that, don't you, Cenk? Anyway, let's see what Adam had to say.
we're talking a lot about the kids, and I think they're just that, kids. We are the adults, and I don't think we are doing the children. I mean, these are 18 and 19-year-old kids that are at these college campuses. They grew up dipped in Purell, playing soccer games where they never kept score and watching Wah Wah Wubsy. And we're asking them to be mature. We need the adults to start being the adults. Studies have shown that if you take people and you put them in a zero gravity environment, like astronauts, they lose muscle mass, they lose bone density. We're taking these kids in the name of protection, we're putting them in a zero gravity environment, and they're losing muscle mass and bone density. They need to live in a world that has gravity. When you need to expose your children to germs and dirt in the environment to build up their immune system. Our plan is put them in a bubble, keep them away from everything, and somehow they'll come out stronger when they emerge from the bubble. Well, that's not happening. Children are the future, but we are the present, and we're the adults, and we need to act like it.
I do disagree with Adam about one thing he said there. When we're talking about college, we are talking about adults, and what we need to be telling these kids is that they're adults now and they need to fucking act like it. Otherwise, I agree with everything he said there. How does Cenk respond?
See, if you're an adult, you say, well, I don't want to marry gay couples and I don't want to bake them cakes.
Sweet tap dancing Christ, are you fucking kidding me? Adam's talking about how we need to tell kids to grow up, and your response to that is somebody not baking a gay marriage cake? Are you fucking retarded? Guys, that's not edited. That is actually how he responded. You can check the video. It's linked below. These two things have nothing to fucking do with each other. If you want to talk about the gay marriage wedding cake thing, I'm happy to have that discussion. But it has nothing to do with the topic at hand. This is just you trying to distract from the fucking topic.
You know, because my religion tells me I don't have to. Actually, our Constitution demands it, and our laws demand it. But I've lost muscle mass, so I'm not going to be an adult. I'm not going to listen to the rules. You know why? Because I'm a Christian, and I was dipped in Purell. And I was told that the Christians rule this country. No, we don't rule it with an iron fist anymore. Somebody give me Purell. So this goes both ways. I am consistent on it. Let the conservatives speak. And don't get too bent out of shape. And by the way, when we speak, don't all get teary-eyed over happy holidays greetings. The most special of all snowflakes, you guys.
Once again, Tinky Winky, there is a difference in how it is handled. People on the right express their displeasure with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee for the national anthem. People on the left tried to burn Milo Yiannopoulos alive. People on the left wanted the cops involved because people wrote Trump in chalk on a fucking sidewalk. People on the right think there's a war on Christianity and want people to say Merry Christmas rather than Happy Holidays. They just talk about it. They don't actually do anything. They're not trying to change laws. See, when you guys get upset, you actually try to change international law over it.
So we need to really think about how we create this larger cultural shift, taking into consideration society at large, taking into consideration tech platforms, taking into consideration laws.
Cenk, have you ever seen somebody up in front of the UN testifying about happy holidays? About how we should look at the laws and how to do a cultural shift using them? No, you haven't.
Now there's a second part of this. Now, of course, this is put on by the Republicans. So they bring in Carolla, they bring in Shapiro, and oh my God, what they're doing to us on college campuses. And they're protesting us. Okay, first of all, as long as they let you speak, and that's a big if, and as long as they're not violent, of course. And by the way, it wasn't the students who were violent at Berkeley. It was Antifa, who has nothing to do with the students there.
You know, Tinky Winky, you're right. We don't know for a fact that it was students involved in the Antifa riots at Berkeley. Faculty, well, that's another matter. Guys, that's all I can take of the human Teletubby right now. There's about 6 more minutes to this video, and I might cover it some other time, but if you want to watch it, it's linked below. That is going to wrap this one up. If you enjoy what I do here, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month. There's also a couple new designs in the t-shirt store, or you can just share these videos with everyone you know. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time.
But he dared to say something we don't like. He said something about Black Lives Matter. Make sure that he doesn't get his speech. Look, I'm just waiting for you to organize those right-wing protests in favor of Kaepernick.
Your life makes me sad.